Erling Haaland, we hear, close to completing his move to Manchester City from Borussia Dortmund. The price being spoken about, as far as I saw, 63 million. We will look at that very closely because this is now moving along pretty rapidly. Would that make, incidentally, if Haaland goes there, and he's going to go there, will that make Manchester City the complete package, the complete team?
Well, it improves them and gives them a striker who you think is going to, well, he's a goal a game, isn't he, really, more or less, if you look at his stats. So, yeah, it improves them. He's dynamic, he's strong, he's powerful. It gives them another string to their bow.
Yeah.
And also from a financial, of course, it makes sense. When you look at the other deals out there, possibilities, people like Kane, even Mbappe, the Haaland deal at what would you say was
63 million.
63 plus agents' fees, etc. What, you're getting up probably near 100. But he's 21, so in 4 to 5 years, you've still got a very, very saleable asset and somebody who's highly likely to do well with the quality he's got. So it makes sense.
Do you think this is Pep admitting at long last, Danny, that they have needed a striker and they're getting a striker?
Well,
they're getting some striker.
I think by going for Kane in the summer, you could argue he was aware that a decent striker would improve him, but he wasn't going to just go and get anybody. I mean, they've done remarkably well considering they haven't got an out-and-out striker.
Yeah.
Incredibly well.
I know you wince when you think of 500 grand a week.
I do, but to square the circle of what it does, they didn't lose that semi-final to Real Madrid because they didn't have a centre-forward. They lost that semi-final to Real Madrid because they refused to adapt to the circumstances they found themselves in, which was a game that was won. A game that was won on 4 occasions by 2-0, 3-1, 4-2 and 1-0 away.
The only argument you could have against that, Simon,
it might have given them an outlet.
In the first game,
the
amount of chances they had...
Sure, but you know,
they needed Benzema. They needed a clinical finisher.
Well, they scored 4 goals at home against Real Madrid. You know, you could argue that they could have done with a little bit more up top in the game against Madrid away, but that wasn't the reason. And this sort of rewriting of history, and there's a lot been gone on. I read the press over the weekend. David Walsh wrote an article about we shouldn't be telling Man City that they're a failure. They play beautiful football and they lost a semi-final in the most beautiful way. But with due respect, nobody cares how you lost it. You lost it. It's about winning. It's about that piece of alchemy that takes you across the line. I think winning the Premier League is far more memorable than the Champions League. But if you're in it in the semi-finals and you keep on getting there and you keep on getting these opportunities, you have to be criticised. And this ridiculous notion that he's come out with that everybody in the country is supporting Liverpool above Man City is just for the birds.
Actually,
it really is.
I'm delighted you've taken us to that because we're going to look at that next. Danny, you threw in something as well quite recently that kind of alluded to the fact that, you know, Liverpool, Manchester City, where are people's emotions? We're going to get into that next because there were a few raised eyebrows about what Pep said on that. But just to recap on that news, Erling Haaland, we hear, now close to completing his move to Manchester City from Borussia Dortmund. Could well be in the next couple of days. It could well be sooner, but we'll be right across it.